Hello, so today I'm going to go over the basics of makeup. So for this video we are going to cover the following steps: primer, foundation, concealer. For contour today we're not going to be going into a deeper contour. Today we're just going to be contouring with bronzer instead of using actual contour, which I will go over in the next video. After contour we're going to be doing blush, a setting powder, highlight, eyeshadow, and mascara. So the first thing I want to go over before going into this video is the importance of a beauty blender. So first I want to show you this fake beauty blender, and this works okay. So you can use this if you don't want to go ahead and purchase a $20 beauty blender. However, I believe it's totally necessary because these soak up a ton of product. And they're not very squishy, so when you're blending your makeup, you're going to be pounding your face. Whereas an actual beauty blender, this is a dry one. So in comparison, just want to show you, this is a dry beauty blender, very squishy. This is not. This will not soak up your makeup. This will. So you are wasting your product if you use a fake beauty blender. But like I said, if you want to start out with that, it's okay. So again, this is a dry beauty blender. This is a wet beauty blender, and you can see there's a huge difference. This is going to be so soft on your face, and it is going to really get into these areas, whereas this is just going to be pounding your face. If you can see that difference, there is quite a bit of difference there. So the first thing we're going to do today is the primer, and my primer that I'm using today is the Tatcha primer. However, do I have one by me? Yes, I do. There are so many brands that I like. I really recommend this if you are just starting makeup. This is the Sephora brand, and this is a silicone-based primer. So this will really fill in all those fine lines and wrinkles in your enlarged pores to give you a smoother foundation for your foundation. So I'm going to put this on, and with this primer, it just takes a little bit. And I apply this with my fingers. If you have drier skin, you can get a water-based foundation. But like I said, I really recommend the silicone primer. My cat's very annoying. So now that I have that on, I already have like a more smoother skin, words. So now that that's on, I'm going to go in with my foundation. Today I am using Beauty Blender foundation, and I like this because it matches my skin tone really well. But I also have a couple other different brands like BH Cosmetics and Too Faced Born This Way, as well as Mary Kay. I am using this one today because I want a more full coverage that is matte. And the difference between matte foundation and other foundations is that matte foundation dries so that there's no shine to it. If you have drier skin, maybe get a dewy foundation. I have to take this away from my cat real quick. So when you're getting a foundation, what you want to do is put it right here and blend it down to your neck. You want your foundation to match your neck color, not your face color, because your face gets more sun in different areas, like your nose, your forehead, and the high parts of your cheeks. So if you are getting a foundation that matches here, it's not going to match your neck. It might be a much lighter color, it could be an oranger color or a more yellow color, and it won't match your neck. So what you want to do is get your foundation to match right here and swipe down. And when you are going for a foundation, you want to make sure you get the right undertone. So you can get a neutral undertone, a more yellow undertone, or a more pink undertone. I have a yellow undertone, so this is the perfect color for me. And if you're interested, this is color 1.4. So when you're putting on foundation, you can apply it right to your face, put it right on your beauty blender, or with this actual product, all you have to do is squeeze it out. And you're going to start by dabbing that into certain areas, like this. And I always do it over my lips because it gives me a nice foundation for lipstick later. So you're going to use your Beauty Blender and just tap that into your skin and blend that in. And when you're blending it, you want to go down your jawline and a little bit onto your neck. And make sure that when you are blending, you are always using the same motion. So you'll see I am dabbing and going down, like that. And this makes it so you don't have any streaks, because you don't want to see streaks, which is why I personally do not use a brush for my foundation, because when I use a brush, I get streaks. Like, you can literally see the brush streaks. So once all of this is blended, we are going to go in with concealer. And you want your concealer to be 1 to 2 shades lighter than your foundation. If it is too white, you will look like a ghost. If it is too dark, you will look like a raccoon. So you kind of need a balance in between so you don't look dead and you don't look like you never sleep. The purpose of concealer is to hide like your imperfections, to highlight, and to conceal your under eyes, which is what I'm going to be showing you today. So, this is the concealer I'm using today. It is Born This Way Too Faced Foundation in the color Swan. So, you are going to take your concealer, and put it right under your eyes, like that. And you want to get it like right to the side of your nose. And you apply it in this triangular shape like this, and not just here. Because if you put it just under your eyes, it's going to accentuate those dark circles. So you need to make sure you blend it down into this triangle shape, like that. Next place I put it is right here, in a triangle on my forehead, and down the center of my nose. So this next step is optional, but I like to put it right here, and right here as a highlight, and to kind of even my skin tone, because I tend to have darker lines there. So again, you're going to go in with your Beauty Blender, and you don't have to, but I start down here, and then I work my way up, and I finish with the eyes. And you'll notice right now that I have turned my Beauty Blender around, so I'm not using the flat side anymore, I'm using the cornered side. And this gets into a smaller area, so it's perfect for under the eyes. And again, going back to this Beauty Blender, if you are going to be pounding yourself in the face with this, it's going to hurt. This is softer and more gentle on your eyes, so you're not causing your eyes to puff up more than they already are. So you're going to blend this and blend all the way up here. Now the next step we're going to be doing is contour, and today we're going to be using a bronzer for your contour. And for your bronzer, you don't want it to be too dark, and you definitely do not want it to have any shimmer to it. You want it to be a matte bronzer. Otherwise, you're going to have shiny spots randomly on your face, and if it's not highlight, it's not going to look very good. So the contour I am using today for, well, I guess the bronzer I'm using, is this matte color, Harmony. And this is just a light brown shade. It's not going to look muddy on my face. It's not too orange. You do not want one that is orange, because no one wants to be out there looking like Donald Trump, you know? You feel me? Don't yell at me. Okay, so we are going to take a small brush. I am using this brush by BH Cosmetics number 4. And you're going to dip this into your bronzer, tap off the excess, and then if you do this, go where that line is and right up, you're going to apply the bronzer right there. After you put the bronzer on your cheek, you're going to blend in an upwards motion, not down, because you don't want any darkness right here. That way you give yourself the appearance of having higher cheekbones. The next place you're going to want to contour is your forehead, so go ahead and put it in right there. Don't worry about blending it out yet, you're just worried about placing the actual product right now. and a little bit in the middle. So now once your brush is empty, now you're going to blend it. I like to do a little bit of circular motions because you're trying to blend it up into the hairline and then down right here so it looks like a natural tan. Alright, the next place you're going to want to contour is your nose. This is completely optional, you don't have to do this, and if you're not comfortable doing it with a big brush like this, you can also use a small eyeshadow brush and just contour right there and then blend down. However, I am more comfortable using this, so I put a little bit on my brush and then right on the edges and blend down. This gives you the appearance of having a smaller nose or a more narrow nose, whatever you're going for. So now that we are done with the contour, we are going to move on to blush. Today for my blush brush, I am using another BH Cosmetics brush. This is number 2. And I am using this blush by Tarte. This is the color Partey with 3 A's. So you're going to go into this and dab it in. Again, tap off the excess. Now here's a tip for blush. If you want to look younger, you are going to put your blush from right about the middle of your eye over to about the outside of your eye. If you're going for a more mature look, you're going to go from the outside of your eye over. So today I am going to be going from the outside of my eye over because I'm 24. I don't want to look any younger. So you're going to apply this in like a downwards motion so it blends in with your contour. And you don't want it on your cheekbone. Always make sure you tap it off because blush is very pigmented. And if you put too much on, you're going to look like a Raggedy Ann doll or something. And no one wants to look like that. I mean, you might because Halloween, but I don't want to look like that. Alright, so the next step, again, completely optional. I like to put it on the tip of my nose because a lot of people get sun here. So this gives you a more natural sun-kissed look. So now that we are done with the base, we are going to finish that off with a setting powder. Now there are so many types of setting powders. For example, there is the Laura Mercier, and this is a translucent setting powder, and it is loose. Show you that up close. And then there is compact setting powder, which I'm going to be using today. This is the MAC Prep and Prime, and you will see that this is just white, and it doesn't go on white. It is translucent, so you won't be able to see it. And now, to apply this, I'm going to be using this Sephora brush. It's a more dense brush because I really want to pack it on there. So I'm going to take my setting powder, go in really good, and you're going to want to put this in the areas where you get oily skin. So I like to do my T-zone, which is the middle of your forehead and down your nose, and under your eyes to set that concealer. And then your chin, again, another place people tend to get oily. But you can also put it all over your face. It really just depends on what you like. If you have drier skin, you don't have to put this all over your face. If you have oily skin, you're going to want to put it all over your face because it'll keep your makeup set throughout the day and your oil production will not destroy it. So you'll see now I'm kind of setting my blush. And we are good to go there. So the last step as far as the face goes is highlight. So today for highlight, I'm actually going to be using one of the highlights out of my BH Cosmetics palette by Sylvia Gani. I'm not quite sure. She is a YouTuber. You should look her up because she has really good makeup tutorials. So I'm going to be using this BH Cosmetics brush number 24 for my highlight today. And I'm going to go in with this highlight color down here. I'm going to put it on my brush, tap it off, because this is blinding. So you'll see, you're going to put it on your cheekbone and tap it in and go a little bit down. I go down to like where the corner of my eye is. And then you're going to blend it up to the top of your eyebrow. I go to where my arch is. So you're going to do that on that side and the other. The other place I'm going to put highlight is on the bridge of my nose the very tip of my nose and the top of my lip. So when you put it on the top of your lip, it gives the impression that your lip is actually bigger than it is. And when you do your nose, it makes it look a little bit more narrow. Because the point of highlight is to highlight where light would naturally hit your face to highlight your facial features. So that is it for the face tutorial. And now we are going to move on to eyes. I have like hair from my brush that is tickling my face. That's not annoying at all. Okay, so for eyes today, I'm going to be going over a very basic look. So it's kind of like an everyday look that anybody can do. And we're going to go over the lid, the crease, and the highlight. So to start, I'm going to be using my concealer and just putting a dab on my eyelids. And to rub this in, I am going to be using my ring finger because your ring finger is more gentle than any of your other fingers and you don't want to be pressing on your eyes and causing yourself wrinkles. Like that. So once that is set, you are then going to use a base color to set this so that you have a nice powdery eyelid. Because if you just immediately start applying like browns and tans and golds, they are going to be patchy. So the first thing we're going to do is take a brush. This is an Anastasia brush. And you're going to go in with a base color. Today I'm going to be using Wolf from this palette. This is a nice tan color. You can use white, you can use like a skin color. That's kind of what you're going for because you don't want to be able to see this. So you're going to go ahead and pack that onto your eyelid, into your crease, and then up to your brow bone. Again, eyelid, crease, and brow bone. So for my basic look today, we are going to be going in with a really light brown color, so I'm going to be using this one. This is called S Club. So this is a little bit darker than my skin tone. You're going to take that on the end of a brush, tap off the excess. That is very important for this step. And you are going to go into your crease with this. Now you can see my crease right now is this line right here. And everyone has different eye shapes, so you're going to want to look at your crease and make sure you're putting your makeup in the right spot. So you're going to put it into your crease and then up. Just like that. And do that on the other side. It kind of helps to apply it with your eye closed and then open it to make sure you're getting it even and blended into the right spot. So once we have that in place, we are going to go in with a tiny bit of a darker color. And so as you can see, we just used S Club. Now we're going to go in with October, which is about a shade or two darker. And I'm just going in with the same brush, and I'm going to get that a little bit on the end of my brush. Tap it off. And you're going to put this in the outer corner. A lot of people refer to this as the V. So you're going to put that on the very outside of your lid. And again on the other side. So once you have it on the outsides of your lid, you are going to go back in with that original color and blend that outer corner in with the crease, just like that. So when you are done with that, you are going to pick a shimmer color. And a shimmer color is anything that is not matte. It could be something with glitter, something with a little bit of shimmer, but you don't want to do a complete glitter because then, I mean, that's a whole other video. So you're going to do something kind of pretty, like one of these colors. I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be going in with Queen, this gold color right here. So when you are doing really pigmented, shimmery colors, I personally like to go on with my fingertip, but you can also do a flatter foundation brush, and you are going to put that, I will show you, put that on the very edge of your fingertip, like that, and tap it into your eye, going into the corner first, and then the middle, and then barely tap it into the edges, because you're not trying to cover up that matte color that we put in the outer corner. I'm going to do that again on the other side a little closer so you can see. So once you have that on, we are going to fix our crease, because you do not want shimmer in your crease. I don't know why, but it doesn't look good, so we're not going to do it. So again, I'm going to go on with that first crease color that we did, that lighter color, and I'm going to put it back in my crease, kind of brush away any of that glitter I might have gotten in there accidentally. And again on this side. So the next step is the highlighting of the eyes. So I'm going to go in with this color that I believe is called Rose. It was called Prince. And this is just a really light shimmery color. You can also go on with the highlight that you used earlier on your cheek. So you're going to get that on your brush, and you're going to go right under your brow bone. And finally for the eyes, a little bit on the inner corner. So you're going to apply this with the brush, take your pinky and tap it in. And finally, the last step that I have for you is mascara. Now, one thing I really like about mascara is primers. So this primer by, oh my gosh, Stila, has little fibers in it. So it's like little lash extensions. If you like Younique, this this primer by Stila is a little bit cheaper, and it works just as well applied with any other mascara. So you're going to put this on. Now, one tip I have for you is when you're applying mascara, blink. So when you blink, it actually gets your lashes separated so you don't end up with really clunky, stuck together lashes that look like spider legs, because that is not a look we're going for. So you'll see that this one now has the mascara, this one just has the primer. And the mascara I'm using today is by Benefit. It is the Bad Gal Bang. And I have a lot of mascara, so this is just a random one that I picked to do today. So now that we are done with that, you can go ahead and apply your lipstick and you're ready to go. However, I'm going to be applying this Clinique moisturizer with a little bit of a pink tint. And that is it for this video. For the next video, I can go over how to do a contour with an actual contour kit, and we will go over eyebrows. But this is just the basics on how to do a normal everyday face, like so. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you want me to go over my favorite brands or really anything, just let me know and I can go over that in the next video. Thanks for watching.